Hello, welcome to Flourish ICT Academy. Today, I'm going to be teaching you on how to use Microsoft Excel to prepare a quotation. So you can use Excel for quotation, for an invoice, for delivery notes, whatever you want to do that has to do with your business, with accounting. Excel is meant for that. So this training today, I'll be teaching you how to use Excel to prepare a quotation template. Now, before we go ahead with this sample quotation template that we are working on today, I want to encourage you to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so, and do well to share it. That will encourage me to be able to make more free videos for you. Thank you for doing that. Now, let's get started. I'm going to start from cell B5. So you can start from anywhere. You know, Excel is versatile. You can insert a row, you can insert a column wherever you need. But I'm starting with cell B5. And then let's say we are preparing a quotation. We start with the serial number. We are creating the heading first. Okay, I'm going to have the following column. I'm going to have a serial number column. We are going to have description of the item. Description. Okay, then we do at what quantity and what is the unit price for that item, and then you want to know what the total amount will be. Now remember, you can have more column depending on how your company is structured or the type of data you are working with. So I'm going to start with serial number 1, and then what is the description of the item. Let's use some example. CCTV camera, for example. If you are going to prepare, let's do it in lowercase. Okay, quantity, we are just using just any value here. Then we are using 20 depending on your currency. Now what is total amount going to be? We are going to calculate that after now. Now take note of something. When we type the description, we need to expand the column to be able to actually contain the text that we have typed in cell C5. So you double click on the line between the C and D, the column C and D, in order to expand, or you grab this to expand it. When you grab this line that divides column C and D, then you can drag forward or drag backward. Okay, unit price, the same thing. Now, because we are typing in Excel, in one of the training I have done, if you check the description, you are going to see it. I have actually explained how to format Excel value. Okay, depending on the type of content that you are putting, your data, your value will determine what formatting you should apply to each of the cell or column. So this time around, we are going to leave this one as it is. If you look at the formatting, you come to the top here, you can see this is formatted as general. That is fine. But we are dealing with money from this column E and column F. So I'm going to format this column in an accounting format. So what I will do is to highlight the entire column, and then I come over to this comma style. If I click on it, you can see that the formatting on this column has changed to accounting. It was general before, but because I click the comma style, and then I put the comma to be able to identify thousands. So that is how to go about that. Now we go further. The next thing you are going to do after you have formatted this one, we enter the second item, the serial number 2. So now you can see when I put the currency, I don't need to press the comma. It's automatically formatted for me. And number 3, we are talking about cable. Okay, so assuming that it's going to be 5 row, and each row is going to call 5,000, you leave it there. 4, you are going to use pipes. So I'm going to stop at 10. Then if this is 2,000, adapter 10. If each of them is 6,000, okay, that's fine. We are going to leave it at this level. So you can definitely continue to populate the column based on whatever the value you are entering into your Excel. So whether you want to increase the number of item, you want to actually increase the quantity, that is your choice. So I'm just showing you an example of how to prepare that in Excel. Now, the next thing to do is to calculate the total amount. So you remember, if you are going to calculate the total amount, we are multiplying the quantity by the unit price. So you start with equals to, in the set that will contain the formula, what are we doing? You are multiply the value of the cell D6 with the value of cell E6. So I'm going to click this, and then I press Shift 8 multiplied by the value of, I click, yes, cell E6 as well. Then I press enter. So I have my answer. Remember, I formatted this column as, okay, accounting. So that's why it's shown as accounting. Let me highlight and then use this. That's great. It's formatted as accounting. So to get the other value here, I click on this and then I can drag it down. Okay, when I click on the autofill anchor there and then I drag down, it automatically calculates all the rest of the value for me. So the next thing you are going to do now, having done this, we are going to put a line so that we can calculate the total amount here. Okay, so in order to do that, what you are going to use, you are going to go back to the border and shading. Then we want to put border around this text. Okay, we want to use border, and then I come over to border. Okay, then let's use all border. Yeah, okay, this is looking good. Then you go ahead and calculate the total here, and we're going to use the auto sum. So we highlight all the cells that we want to add together, including where the answer will be, and I come to the screen here and click auto sum. So I have the total now as auto sum. So I want to put a double line under this to indicate that this is the total amount. So I come to this again and I can use border, double border at the bottom. So let's look at how it is. So this is total sum. So I want to merge all this to indicate that what I have here is actually a total sum of the money. So I can go ahead and then highlight the cell C11 to E11, okay, and I come to merge and center. I click on merge and center, and I can put the value as total amount. Okay, so if it is when you need to include, okay, like a withholding tax, or you want to add any form of tax to this, what you are going to do right now, after you have gotten this total, then let's assume that the tax is going to be 10%. Let's click on this amount, and then I click on the alignment. I want to align right. Instead of total amount, come to the formula bar. Let's change it to amount here. Okay, so we are going to do tax. Maybe we're having 10% tax to be applied to this total that you have calculated. So just put 10% tax inside the cell E12 in this case right now. So what we do now, we start with equals to, then 10%, right, multiplied by the total that we have at E11. So I just click on the E11 and the cell will be selected. Sorry, 10, we start with equals to 10%. The percentage is on your keyboard. Yeah, if you press Shift 5, you are going to have that, then multiply by cell, yes, F11. Then I press the enter. So the 10% of the total amount that I have here, you can see it here as 35,500. So we want to get the grand total right now. So we can then do grand total here. Then I'm going to add, so we are going to remove this double underline that we put here. So we are going to do that. I go back to border, and then I do no border, right? So I put no border there. So we are going to highlight these two, including where we want the grand total to be, amount and the 10% tax, and I click auto sum. Okay, so now this is my grand total. Then you come over and double click in order to expand this line. So we have the grand total here. So now we can do our border to actually cover everything that we have done here. So I'll go ahead, I go back to border, and I do all border. I click on all border. So when I click on all border, then we have our table like this. So I want to actually differentiate this. Then I can click on the grand total, highlight it with the next cell that has the grand total value, and then I go to bold, and I'm going to bold it. I can as well go ahead and apply a color to the background, okay? That is filled with color. just to be able to indicate that that is my final price. Okay, that is fine. So if you want to write any text down, you can actually do that. Maybe total amount in words. So you can go ahead and then you write the total amount in word. Now, but we are not done. So we're done with this table. We go ahead at the top right now and write the company name. If you have a company logo that you want to insert, you can also do that from here. So you go to insert or you copy and paste the company logo. But now let's go ahead and try to complete this quotation template that we are working on by including the company name at the top. So the next thing we are going to do right now is to write the name. You can decide to write the name to centralize around your all the columns, or you can decide to put it at the side if you have any other value to come over here. So this is what I'm going to do in this case right now. Let's say the name is ABC and Sons Security Company. Okay. Now, this is the name of the company. And then at this column, I want to write a quotation, okay, as the title here. So ABC and security. Then on this column, we are putting quotation number. On this cell, maybe you are going to have a quotation number. So whatever the number is, you go ahead and put that. Expand this cell in order to be able to accommodate that. So if you are going to have the reference number, okay, you put that as well. Now this cell was formatted as accounting, that is why. So we are going to change that here. I can do that by changing to general. Change only that cell to general. Then I change this one to general for the cell formatting. So reference number, if there's anything like that, you put it over there. If you need to put a date, you go ahead and as well do that. Now this company name, we are going to write it across cell B1 to F1. So we are going to merge the cell. You will highlight B1 to F1 or any of the cells, the range of cells that you want to merge together. After you highlight, then we come over. We have the option either to merge and center or to merge across. So when you merge, you have turned the series of cells that you have highlighted, the range of cells you have highlighted into one. So I do merge and center, and this time around, I can increase the font, okay? And I also apply a color to a font color. If you have a brand color that you use in the company, you might want to use that color to indicate. So we just put the color there. After you have applied the color, then you can come over. This is the company name. Come to the below it, and then you write the address. Okay, you put your company address at the top. So you go ahead and write the address. Whatever number it is, you put the number, and then you put the country, you put the state. So we need more row here. What do we do? Click on the row 5, and then you right click on this row and insert. So you have a row that has been inserted above the row number 6. So at row 5, if you need additional row again, you click on row number 5, the row number, it will highlight the entire row, and you right click and then you click on insert by left click on the insert. So you right click on the row, it will highlight the entire row and insert the row. So you put all this detail that you want to put there. Maybe let's say the state. Actually, you don't need to write the state. So I'm going to put number 1A, Ademola Close. Okay, so now you done doing this address, we can bold this, and then you can have the quotation number as well bold, the reference number as bold. You can design this one further by actually put a borderline, okay, the right borderline, highlight these two cells, and then we can come over here and put the right border. So we put the right border to demarcate, or you can go ahead and just put a border around this entire cell. So all border. Okay, that's fine. So you have a border around this cell. So on this line, we might want to go ahead and write the title of what we are actually doing. So we can go ahead right now. I light the cell B6 to F6, okay? That is where our job cover. Then I come to merge and center. I want to click on merge across. That is done. So I can go ahead and do quotation for the supply of CCTV cameras. So that's fine. Then click on this cell that will merge and center and then centralize it. Great. Okay, so centralize. You might want to increase the font. Okay, you might also want to apply color to the background by using color fill. So whichever formatting you want to apply to it, you can go ahead and then just do that. So now we're done with the table. One of the things that you can also do is to highlight your entire table that cover everything that you have done, and then come over to border, and then you want to do tick outside border. Now you're going to see how it looks like. We've just applied tick outside border to the job. You want to make it to look a little bit wide. That's what we can actually do by increasing the font. Remember, we type at font 11, so it's more. You might also want to format it a little bit more before we conclude this. So the next thing you are going to do, for example, look at the column B. We have the serial number, which is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's numeric value, and they are single digits. So this space might seem to be much. You might grab the line between B and C and just reduce a little bit, okay, because you have a single digit here, so that is fine in reducing that. And also another thing you can do, if you notice in Excel, the text is usually tends towards the left while the number tends towards the right. That's how Excel is configured. So you might want to move all the text in your table as well towards the right in order to make this to be balanced. So in that case, highlight. How do you highlight? Click on the first cell you want to begin the highlight from. In my case, this is cell B7. Then you drag over to the last point. Okay, when you are done, release your mouse and come over to the top and click on the left. So in this case now, you have actually moved the heading, okay, to the right side, So looking aligned with your content right now, the heading is looking aligned with the value in the cell. Another thing you might want to do, depending on your country, you want to apply the currency, the total currency at the end of the day. Because how do you know whether I'm actually doing this in pounds, in dollar? So you click on the cell where you want to apply the currency. If it is a single cell, you can do that. Click on the cell. For example, we have clicked on cell F15 right now. And then you come to accounting. Under the number group of your Microsoft Excel, under the home menu, then you have, this is actually accounting and number format. So you can click this arrow for the shortcut. If it is dollar you want to apply, you go ahead and apply the dollar sign. You can see it there. If it is pounds, then you go ahead and click on the pounds. If it is euro, you go ahead and click the euro. So I don't know whichever country you are watching this video from, you actually have your currency listed there. How do you get the other currency format? So click on this line that you have under the number format. This is telling you that we have more formatting option, okay, under the number group. So I click on this and then I have it under the accounting, the symbol. I can click the drop down arrow that I have in this dialog box, okay, under the symbol feed. When you do that, you can look for your country over here. For example, I want to look for Naira, Nigerian Naira. So I'm going to look at that. Look through the box. You are going to find whatever country you have. Look at it. So if I do this, for example, I can click on this and I click OK. So I have the Naira symbol, okay, as currency being appended to this particular cell. So if you want it on all the cells, some people want the currency to show. It's very simple. The same way we have gone through that. So click on this cell and drag over, okay, until you get to the last one. Then come over to the number group and then we come to the currency, okay, or you do it under accounting. You have the option of currency in this dialog box, or you do it under accounting. Then you can come over to the symbol and you look for the symbol, the currency symbol that you want to actually use there. So when you find it, the next thing you are going to do, okay, is to actually click OK. That's all. So if you are looking for something like this, then you click OK you have the currency symbol attached to all your total value. Now, let's see how this quotation actually look like if we are to print it right now. So go to File, and then you click on Print. Now, you can see how it looks like if you are going to print in portrait. There's a way you can actually increase this to make it cover more of the space, the margin that you have on your A4 paper. So we're going to be doing that in the next lesson. I'll be showing you how to print like a pro. I'll be teaching you how to print in Microsoft Excel like a pro. So you can also change. Currently, the orientation now is portrait. You might want to change it to landscape and see how it looks. Okay, you can see how it looks. But even in this page right now, in this landscape, I might want to go to page setup, and then I want to see okay, how to adjust this. Currently 100%. I might want to, let's do 110 and look at how the document looks like now. Okay, it comes out a little bit bigger. So you can go back to page setup and increase it. But there are better and other ways of doing that, which we are not going to cover in this lesson, but in the next lesson. So I want to encourage you, if you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and click the subscription button now. Then like this video and share it. Then that will encourage me to be able to do more free training for you. Now, if you want one-on-one or personal training, or you want to learn more, or you want your organization to be trained in any area of IT, check the description box on this video. You are going to see a link to my website. Go there and you're going to see a lot of other resources that will help you. And from there, you can actually reach out and contact me for any further training inquiry. Thank you for taking your learning journey with Flourish ICT Academy. See you in the next lesson.